Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to turn the tables around a little bit and put the focus on men, because I do tend to focus a bit on women on my channel, which makes sense because I am a feminine embodiment teacher and I'm a women's coach. I teach women how to embody their feminine essence so that they can feel more whole and complete in their lives. This is my work, and so I definitely do tend to focus a bit on women. But in this video, I want to shift the focus onto men, because in order for a man to really have the type of relationship that he so deeply craves, he has a role and responsibility as well. And oftentimes I see that a man will desire, and even if he doesn't state it innately, he desires to have a soft, feminine, or playful woman, but then he's not doing his side. He's not, keeping up with his side of the street, and he's not fostering an environment for a woman to feel comfortable in her femininity. Now, as I mentioned, and for those of you that don't know me, my name is Fareen. I'm a former lawyer. I now work and coach with women all around the world. I teach about feminine embodiment, and I specifically work with women that have denounced this aspect of themselves, and I teach them how to uncover the layers of themselves that keep them from expressing their feminine essence. Now, last week I was speaking to a woman, and a lot of women I speak to around the world, they're very prominent and they're successful, but a lot of women are shut down. And so when I'm speaking to them, their heart is closed. And of course, I can pretty much crack any woman, and eventually she started crying on the phone, which I was so happy about because she became vulnerable. But what's happening with a lot of women is because they're so closed and they're not, they don't know how to embody their feminine energy, they're attracting weaker men, and they're attracting men that are overly reliant on them. And of course, this is what is going to happen if you're a woman that has shut down, because there's always the polarity, and in the dynamic, there's going to be one person that is more shut down and one that is more open. So ideally, you want two individuals that come to the table whole, meaning that they're both integrated in their masculine and their feminine, and so they're both open. So what was happening with this woman is that she was attracting these feminine men, and she met a man that is in his healthy masculine energy. And she said to me last week that when I'm with him, I feel like I'm in my feminine, I feel my feminine essence. And this is what I experience with a lot of women that I work with, where they'll meet a man that is, it's not even that the man is more masculine than the woman is, it's that his energy, because again, energy is a person's aura, it's their presence. And so even when you're watching my videos, don't watch it for the content, watch it for the feeling that I'm exuding, and the energy, because that is the feminine aspect. But with men, these masculine energy men that women are so drawn to, what tends to happen is that a woman, when she's with this man, she feels really more in her feminine, but because she hasn't learned how to be in her essence regardless of a man, usually she'll move into controlling behaviors with the man. So but that being said, I want to get into why it's so important for a man to understand that he has a responsibility as well to foster an environment for a woman to feel comfortable in her feminine. Now, this isn't to say that it's all on men and it's all on women, but in this video, I want to focus solely on men. So oftentimes a man will say, and a man commented on my video last week asking me to do a video on sexual polarity and what's going on in dynamics and in terms of attraction, etc. So I want to get into this in this video. So when it comes to attraction, women are looking for men that are strong and that are leaders. And a man can't expect a woman, even if a woman is in her feminine, to remain in her feminine if he does not know how to lead a relationship. It is so important for men to lead relationships. So a man is the leader of the relationship in terms of progressing things, moving things forward, and keeping things safe. This is a man's role. This is not a woman's role. It is a man's role and duty and responsibility to keep the container of the relationship safe, to protect his woman, to make her feel safe, and to lead the relationship. Leading the relationship means you are moving things forward, okay? If a man is not moving things forward in a dynamic, right? And let's say he actually loves the woman and he's attracted to the woman is going to get antsy and the woman is going to start stepping in. And the moment this happens, the sexual attraction starts to wane. So it doesn't matter how attractive both people are, and even if there is this internal attraction between the people, between the couple, if a woman is feeling that she is having to take a man's role in any way, and this is again, even for women that are more in their masculine energy, they'll desire this. They will desire, even if they say they don't, because the woman I was speaking to last week was saying generally she likes things to be 50-50, and that's not true. Like that just really isn't true, because innately, every woman wants to be with a man that is strong and that can lead and is going to be a provider. I know that we live in a society where it's very difficult for a man to take on all the responsibility, and I'm not suggesting that. I definitely think women should contribute. You can't just be with a man that is wealthy. Like that's not, you know, plausible for everybody. So I'm not suggesting that, but I am suggesting that it should be a man that is doing and contributing more to a relationship than a woman. Because if it's 50-50 and a man is looking for that, he's not going to be with a woman that is in her feminine nature. He's just not, because feminine women desire to be with a man that is strong, capable, and is taking on more of the responsibility financially, and again, like outside of the home, in terms of like keeping the home safe in every way. That is a man's role. And so if a woman has to step in for a man, right, in any way, right, if a woman starts having to step in for a man, she's going to start losing respect for the man. Now, again, this is unconscious. This is not something that she's gonna know that's happening, but it's going to happen innately. She's going to start losing respect for him because she's not going to feel that he's able to, you know, do what he needs to do to make the relationship feel good and safe, right? Like the number one thing women need, especially feminine women, is they need to be with a man that makes them feel safe. They need a relationship that feels safe. And safety for women means that a man knows how to lead the relationship. He knows how to move things forward. And if he does not know how to do that, then a woman, whether she's in her feminine or not, is going to start unconsciously taking that role. And the moment a woman starts taking that role, what happens in the dynamic? The man gets annoyed. He feels that the woman is a nag. The woman like has stepped outside of her femininity, and now she's having to tell this man like over and over again what he needs to be doing. She's losing respect for him. So now she doesn't want to be intimate with him as much as she would when he is leading. So, you know, for men, what's important to notice is if you're in a long-term relationship and something is not working out, notice how it was in the earlier stages of the relationship when you were the pursuer. So when you were pursuing, when you were moving things forward, when you were making her feel desired, when you were doing the quote unquote right things, you probably would have seen that you were also getting a level of, you were getting a level of, you were getting what you wanted from her, let's say, right? You were getting like that she was like more feminine, she was attracted to you, she probably wanted to be intimate with you multiple times. Like you were probably seeing that you were also getting from her what you would want from her, right? You were probably getting the appreciation, she was probably like eager to be intimate with you and all that. When the roles start to reverse, and again, this is like two-sided, and the man is not doing what he needs to be doing on his side, and then he expects the woman to still want to have sex with him as much as she was, or, you know, to respect him, or, you know, to be soft and feminine and to be submissive, is absolutely ridiculous, because you need to earn that. So you can't expect a woman to respect you if you are not doing what you need to be doing as a man in the relationship, and you are not making her feel safe. So again, it would be nice in a perfect world if both people weren't doing what they needed to be doing and both people were still walking around happy. But this is not realistic, right? I'm talking about human psychology and human behavior and what happens. So a woman unconsciously is going to start losing respect for the man, because she's going to feel that he's not taking care of her. And so if a woman feels like a man's not taking care of her and he's not leading, so leading is knowing how to move a relationship forward at any stage. It's a man not being passive and not if a man is passive in a relationship in any way and is not moving things forward, and if this is a woman that the man wants to be with, the woman is going to look at him as someone that can't lead, like he's not a leader. And if a woman sees a man as someone that isn't a leader, then what happens with her is her attraction to him starts to wane. And so what it also looks like for men in terms of like leading is a man has to know how to have boundaries. A man has to know how to protect his woman. It is a man's role and duty to protect, like, let's say like the house is, like, let's say there's a couple, and like, let's just use like the house as an example. Like the outside of the house, right, which is like the boundaries, that is a man's role. So it is a man's role to make sure that the outside is guarded, right? That means that inside the home, everyone is protected, everyone is safe, everyone is comfortable, everyone is safe, meaning there's nothing outside influencing the inside of the dynamic. So everyone that's inside the house feels comfortable to be themselves, doesn't feel like they're walking on eggshells, feels happy, feels good, right? That's a man's job. And so like tangibly what this will look like is, let's say you're with in a long-term relationship, you're married, whatever, and you're with a man, and you know other people outside of the relationship on his side. So let's say, you know, your mother-in-law, his sister, let's say he has an ex. Let's say these people are disrespectful to the woman, right? It could be the man's mother, it could be anything on that side, right? And you know, and the woman, again, like the role of the woman now is to make sure that she's not doing anything to instigate any sort of negative reaction from anyone. So let's just say for this example that the woman is pleasant, she's sweet, she's feminine, you know, she's supportive of the man, you know, she's like loving, she's all the things that a man would want, right? And so the reaction on the outside, right, which is like, let's say, I'm using this as an example because we're talking about men now. Let's say his mother, sister, let's say his ex, maybe they're threatened of her, maybe they're jealous. Like this happens a lot. And they start to interfere in the relationship and they start to disrespect the woman, right? If a man does not know how to say, back up, right? This is my woman. And a man doesn't know how to do that. And the ex-spouse is, let's use ex-spouse, is, let's say, calling all the time and is being disrespectful, is getting too close. And a man doesn't know how to say back up and like in a strong way. So here is where the attraction comes in. It's not saying things in a passive way. If someone is interfering in the relationship and it is making the woman feel uncomfortable and a man doesn't know how to say back up, in a strong, assertive, manly, masculine way, the woman is having to step in for the man. So here is where everything gets, where the dynamic will start to go bad, right? Is if the man is not doing his job, and the man's job is literally to keep the house safe, as I said, and not let any interference come in. If he's not doing that, that interference is going to keep coming in, right? If a man is not checking other people and other people are being disrespectful to his woman, and the man has not made it clear to other people not to do that, what's going to happen? Those people are going to repeatedly do it, right? And what's going to happen with the woman at some point is, as much as she respects the man, at some point she's going to have to stand up for herself, and likely she's going to do that. If she's a woman that has any sort of dignity and self-worth and her partner is not stepping in for her, but these people are continuously disrespecting her, she is going to have to step in, and she will step in because, again, I always say, when you have high self-worth and you have confidence, you're going to defend yourself and step in for yourself, right? And if the woman is having to do this and the man is not doing it and it's on his side, the woman is she's going to become unhappy. She's not going to feel safe with the man. She's not going to trust the man. And if a woman doesn't trust the man, doesn't feel safe with the man, her sexual drive for him is going to be low. And so even if she is having, let's say, intercourse with him, or you know, still engaging in certain activities with him, because let's say they're in a committed relationship and she's honoring her side of the street and trying to meet his needs, she's not going to be as attracted to him and as sexually desiring him as she would if the man was knowing how to have her back and have her feel safe. Because anytime a woman is with a man that is, so in my, let's just say in this example that I was using, let's say the woman is in her feminine and, you know, the man is not leading the relationship and he's not able to protect the boundary of the house, then a woman that's in her feminine now has to continuously move into her masculine. So not only does she have to move into her masculine with people outside of the home that are disrespectful to her because the man is not doing it, but now she's also having to do that with the man because likely the man is not taking accountability for his behavior. So this makes it even worse, right? So if a man, and this is why accountability is so attractive, and this is on both sides, on the woman's side and the man's side. If a man is not knowing how to, and doesn't have the tools to sort of make his woman feel safe, because let's say there's external circumstances, I don't know, it's a man's job to learn how to be strong, right? And if a man doesn't know how to do that for whatever reason, he needs to get the tools to do that. But if he's messing up, let's say, and he's not even acknowledging that this is his side of the street, and he's not like taking responsibility, and now he's blaming the woman for reacting or for, you know, having boundaries within herself and standing up to people because he's not doing it, well, like, then her attraction to him even lessens, because now not only does she have to be strong with other people outside of the relationship, now a woman has to be strong with the man, because the man is not being vulnerable and admitting that he's at fault here, and he's not taking any responsibility or trying to get help, and this is his side of the street. So, and then to expect a woman to be soft, to trust in a man's leadership, to want to have sex with you, you know, to be this like amazing woman and to trust you and all that, you can't expect that, right? Because again, even a woman that is very much in her feminine is going to get fed up of those behaviors, and the attraction is going to wane. And again, this is why in relationships, it's not just a woman and it's not just a man, it's two-sided. So in this video, I wanted to focus on a man's role, and again, I need to heighten that it's not just men, right? I have to preface this in every video because someone is getting triggered, right? You can't make everyone happy, but if you want to have a successful relationship with a woman, whether that's into marriage or even initially, and it's a woman that you're attracted to, and let's say she's a good woman, she treats you well, she's supportive, you know, she's happy, she's a good woman, then it is your role as a man to make sure that you are strong, to make sure that you seek masculine leadership and that you seek therapy or whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you are a strong partner for the woman. Because when a woman feels that when a woman in a relationship wants to feel like relaxed, right? She wants to feel like he is my safe space. He is someone that no matter what happens, I can lean on. And she wants to feel even more relaxed with the man, right? If she's not feeling that in the relationship, and oftentimes, and again, every relationship is different. I'm not talking about women that are not happy and they're always nagging. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the woman that is generally healed and happy and whole and starts nagging or starts withdrawing from a man as a cause and a consequence of a man's behavior because he's not leading the relationship. So this is the key. And to expect that a woman after communicating what she needs and things like that, and things not changing on the man's side, to expect that she's going to be sexually attracted to him is kind of ridiculous, because it's not going to happen. So for a relationship to work and to be healthy, a man also needs to learn how to keep the parameters of the relationship safe and secure for the woman. Okay, my loves, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts are, and always let me know what you want to see from me, and I'll definitely love to do videos on that for you in the future. Bye.